There is a stillness beneath all the noise of your mind, a quiet space, untouched by fear, struggle, or desire. This stillness is not something you create, it is already there, waiting for you to notice it. And in this space, the divine works effortlessly, lifting you when you least expect it. Many believe that being uplifted requires effort, striving, or proving oneself worthy. But in truth, what lifts you is not effort, but surrender, an openness to what is. When you stop clinging to the mental stories of limitation, you allow something greater than yourself to emerge. It is not that you must force your way forward. Rather, you must allow yourself to be carried. When you release resistance and become fully present, you align with a deeper intelligence that orchestrates life effortlessly. Divine upliftment is not something you strive for, but something you allow. Most of the time, people believe that to rise above their struggles, they must work harder, think more, plan endlessly, and push through with sheer willpower. This is what the mind has been conditioned to do, to control, to resist, to seek solutions by effort alone. Yet there comes a moment in life when all your striving seems to fail, when the answers do not come and the weight of uncertainty becomes overwhelming. It is in these moments, when the mind no longer knows what to do, that something extraordinary happens. A space opens. A space beyond thought, beyond struggle. A space of deep presence. Presence is not about doing more, nor is it about passivity. It is about coming into alignment with what is already here, with the intelligence of life itself. There is a divine force, call it God, call it the universe, call it pure consciousness, that moves effortlessly when you stop obstructing it with fear and resistance. When you become fully present, without the weight of past regrets or future anxieties, you tap into this force. It is always here, but most do not notice it because they are caught in the endless cycle of mental noise. Think of a river. The water does not struggle to flow. It moves naturally toward the ocean, carried by an unseen force. If a rock falls into the river's path, the water does not resist. It moves around it, over it, or simply waits until, in time, even the hardest stone is worn smooth. The river does not need to force its way, it trusts the flow. In the same way, life is always moving you toward where you need to be. But the mind, out of fear, often resists this natural movement. It clings to what is familiar, even when that familiarity causes suffering. To be lifted when you least expect it, you must first stop resisting where you are. Many people live in constant internal resistance. Resistance to their current circumstances, resistance to the past, resistance to the unknown future. This resistance creates tension, suffering, and a sense of struggle. Yet the moment you become present, when you stop fighting what is, and simply allow yourself to be here now, something shifts, the weight of struggle lifts, you feel lighter, even if nothing external has changed. This is because presence connects you with a higher intelligence, one that is not limited by personal fears or mental constraints. When you are fully present, you become receptive, and in this receptivity, life begins to move through you, lifting you in ways you never anticipated. The right opportunity appears, the right insight arises. The burden that once seemed impossible to bear is suddenly dissolved, not because you fought against it, but because you stopped feeding it with resistance. It is important to understand that divine upliftment does not always come in the way the mind expects. The ego often has rigid ideas about what being lifted should look like. Perhaps success in a career, a particular relationship working out, or a struggle being resolved exactly as one desires. But true upliftment is not bound by these limitations. Sometimes what seems like a loss is actually grace in disguise. Sometimes what appears as a delay is an unseen preparation for something greater. When you trust in the deeper intelligence of life, you no longer grasp at control. Instead, you rest in knowing that there is a rhythm, a timing, that is beyond your understanding, but always perfect. You allow yourself to be where you are, knowing that in this very moment, even if you cannot see it, life is carrying you towards something greater. There are countless stories of people who, in moments of complete surrender, found themselves lifted beyond their greatest expectations. A person struggling for years to make progress in their work suddenly, in a moment of quiet presence, receives an insight that changes everything. Someone overwhelmed by personal difficulties finds, in a single breath of stillness, the clarity that had eluded them for years. These are not coincidences. They are the natural outcome of allowing presence to replace resistance. The key then is not to struggle for divine help, but to become deeply present so that you can receive it. Let go of the need to figure everything out. Drop the mental habit of endlessly worrying about what will happen. Instead, come into this moment fully. Breathe. Feel the life within you. Notice the stillness that exists beneath all the noise. In this presence, you are already being lifted. It may not happen in the way you expect. It may not happen according to your timeline, but it will happen, and when it does, you will realize that you were never alone, never forgotten. The intelligence that created you, that sustains all of life, has always been carrying you. You only needed to stop resisting long enough to feel it. The mind often believes that only through effort and striving can one be lifted, but true transformation happens in moments of surrender. When you let go of mental noise, grace moves through you, lifting you beyond what you thought possible. From an early age, we are taught that success, healing, and breakthroughs come from hard work, persistence, and struggle. We are conditioned to believe that if we do not push, strive, or fight, nothing will change. This belief creates an inner conflict, a sense that we must always be doing something to fix our lives.